that.
I just wanted to see mine.
And good morning. Good morning, good morning. Oh, you can tell it's a holiday weekend, that's for sure. God bless all of you that are here. And hello to everybody out in live streaming world. We're glad to have you with us today. And so skipping the lessons from the river today, the river was a little bit weird. I don't know what was going on with the seagulls. Not yesterday, but Friday, but they were zooming down the road like they were cars. They were low, and it was like I'm going, boom. I was journaling at my dining room table, and I couldn't figure out what was going on with them. And then I have a question, like, where did they disappear to all of a sudden? Then there's not one in sight, so I need to do more study about that. But I'd like to start today with, I got a message from Reverend Jenny today, and she wanted me to give thank you and blessing to all of you that were here last Sunday. There were 55 of you here last Sunday, and she just was so overwhelmed, as was Leah, who should be running through the door any minute. I want to invite you, first of all, it's birthday Sunday, and of course, now we have coffee every week, though. But please, even if you're not staying, go downstairs and look at the bulletin board. Leanne put together a spectacular bulletin board from the party with all of your pictures and smiles, and she's amazing. So we'll thank her again once she gets here. So that's the lessons from the river. The birds are nuts. And that's all I can tell you today. I really need to do a study about seagulls because I don't understand them. I really don't. So anyhow, so let's stand and do our opening song, In the Spirit. And Jules, if you could bring in the choir and the band, that would be great.
It's stuck again.
And here comes the band.
There we go.
In the Spirit, there is harmony. In the Spirit, there is peace. In the Spirit, there is comfort. In the Spirit, there is release. In the Spirit, I have everything that I need. Holy Spirit is my life. In the Spirit, there is wholeness. In the Spirit, there is health. In the Spirit, there is wisdom. In the Spirit, I need nothing else. In the Spirit, I have everything that I need. Holy Spirit is my life. In the Spirit, there is diversity, different talents, different gifts. In the Spirit, there is unity. In the Spirit, we are fit. In the Spirit, I have everything that I need. Holy Spirit is my life. In the Spirit, I am growing. In the Spirit, I am free. In the Spirit, I am evolving. In the Spirit, I'm learning to believe. In the Spirit, I have everything that I need. Oh, in the Spirit is my life. In the Spirit, it is God's pleasure to express Himself as you and me. In the Spirit, constantly creating, we are unlimited possibilities. In the Spirit, I have everything that I need. Oh, in the Spirit is my life. In the Spirit, in the Spirit, in the Spirit, we are free.
Be seated. All right, now I would like to ask Martin Platnoff if he would come up and read the daily word and light the Christ candles and light the flames of faith for me also. So, daily word, Christ candle.
The word for today is shine. I am a radiant spiritual being, shining with joy. I've met people who radiate energy with a joyful spirit that others find irresistible. Their shining inner light blesses everyone they meet. This inner light, divine joy and vitality, is also within me and is mine to share. I am an open vessel of the divine light, filled with strength that is powerful and energizing. I am aglow with wisdom and understanding that keep me moving in the direction of my highest growth. I feel confident and ambitious as I boldly shine in my light. I am radiant and free. I am a light in the world, a brilliant example of the indwelling power of spirit. As I sparkle unabashedly with joy and love, through my example, I am inviting all others to shine. And from the book of Daniel, those who are wise shall shine like the brightness of the sky, and those who lead many to righteousness like the stars forever and ever. We refer to the Christ candle as the representative of the divine spark which indwells each of us and is our source of being. And is that what unites us all in unity?
And as we begin the flames of faith, we perform this ceremony to promote the universal consciousness of light, which acknowledges that all people, all faiths, all sentient beings come from the one great universal presence, which we call spirit. Fundamental to this truth is the unifying nature of all religious thought and expression, which we honor here today. So as Martin lights the first candle, we light the candle for the Tao, honoring the universal path of harmony and equilibrium, the natural way. We light a candle for the shamanic traditions, honoring the beliefs and practices of all indigenous people, the way of primal spirituality. We light a candle for Hinduism, honoring the path of knowledge, action, and devotion. We light a candle for Judaism, honoring the ethical path by living by sacred law. We light a candle of all forms of Buddhism, honoring the Four Noble Truths and the path of compassion. We light a candle for all forms of Christianity, honoring the Christ consciousness as the path of love. We light a candle for all forms of Islam, honoring the path of submission to the will of God for the highest calling. We light a candle for the universalistic religion of Baha'i, honoring the path of unity and peace. We light a candle for all forms of New Thought, honoring the metaphysical path of mental healing through the practice of universal spiritual principles. In the last candle that we light a candle for all of those who are yet unaware of the power and the presence of spirit in their lives, and for the space that we are holding for them here at this center, and for all religions unnamed in this ceremony. And now, if you would, with me, say our vision and mission. A spiritual community of love, peace, and acceptance. You want us to sing first?
Hang on. It's going, I'm going back. There we go.
Mine says vision and mission.
Well, what the heck?
Let's sing.
There's a ghost.
Stay with us while we have a technical difficulty going on here. Let's do
Okay.
our prayers.
What are we doing?
Our prayers.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do that.
Come on.
And we are always ready. Our hearts are prayers. Listen to what you're saying. To higher consciousness, a state of peacefulness, and know that God is always there. And every thought becomes a prayer. Our thoughts are prayers, and we are always ready. Our thoughts are prayers. Listen to what you're saying. See the higher consciousness, a state of peacefulness, and know that God is always there. And every thought becomes a prayer.
Now, friends, let's prepare to go into meditation. We do this by gently allowing ourselves to be supported by our chairs. Breathing naturally and deeply. And turning our attention within. Close your eyes if you're comfortable with that. And with each breath, move closer to the center. Allowing all the outer distractions to melt away for now, for a time of peace. will share with you today the words of Unity co-founder Myrtle Fillmore. I do not believe in evil. I believe in God. I do not believe in sin. I believe in truth. I do not believe in want. I believe in abundance. I do not believe in death. I believe in life. I do not believe in ignorance. I believe in intelligence. I ask you now to take these words within, open your hearts and minds to their meanings, and dwell with them in the silence. In the silence. We live our lives according to these truths. And now that you are rested and refreshed, I invite you to bring your attention back to the here and now. And so it is.
I didn't follow my papers today. My first minister, when I was an assistant minister, used to always yell at me to get out of the kitchen. This morning I was in the kitchen and I kept hearing the sound saying, "You are a minister now, get out of the kitchen. If the coffee isn't made, then there won't be any coffee, but it's not your job." So I made the coffee today, and I'm going to be going like this all day because I didn't fold my papers right. So just let me let you know ahead of time. It's really gross when the minister doesn't. But anyhow, it's my turn, so I just wanted to share that with you. So it's been a week of celebration for me. Last week, for those of you that were here, and actually most of you that are here were here last week, and it was Holy Joyous. It was Holy Joyous for a lot of reasons. So the name of my talk today is, it's funny, Diane probably asked me last week, we went out to lunch on Saturday, and she goes, "How do you think of titles and how do you think of talks?" And I said, "I don't know, they just come." So this, all I kept thinking of all week was that it was a reunion with wholeness. And that was what last week was about. So of course, that's my talk title, A Reunion with Wholeness. And the wholeness and freedom that we seek, then that is our true nature, because it's who we really are. And I walked away with such a lesson last week. The lesson was about spiritual principle of wholeness, and for some reason that just lingered all week, and it's still there with me now. And it was really a great week because oh my God, I ate all week. You know, I had let's see, what did I do on Monday? I ate somewhere on Monday. Tuesday, I know I had lunch with Rose. Wednesday, my dinner was with my neighbor next door. And then Thursday, Vita and Monica and I went out to eat. And then last night was, let's see, who was that? Jackie and Leanne. And, you know, as I was going to share with you later, but I'll share with you now that John Orth's mother did pass away last week, as most of you know. So we were invited to the meal yesterday after the funeral service. I just said, when we go home, you cannot eat another meal. So, but it was such a week of wholeness all around, heart, mind, body, and soul. And yeah, I'll go out to lunch with anyone today. So, you know, but it starts with the premise, and here's what the premise was: that we do not have to heal, for to heal means to fix something. And there's nothing ever to fix. Instead, there's always something inside of us to reveal. And when you can find out what that is, then that shows us the wholeness that we are. And that's actually our true state. So what does this have to do with the celebration last week? Well, it was very clear to me in meditation that in here, we are within very, very sacred walls. And there's nothing to fix in here. Absolutely nothing. There was this allowing of grace. The grace of God came into this center. And all of our thoughts and all of our activities go forth to create, not to fix. So wholeness then is about the truth of our being, that part of us that's never been violated. Think about that. Wholeness is about the truth of our being, the part of us that has never ever been violated and never will be. So in spirit, there's nothing lacking then. Spirit is whole, perfect, and complete, but so are we. Each one of us are. So in this center then, there's nothing lacking, there's nothing to heal, only there's a greater, bigger idea. There's a bigger idea and it has yet to be revealed. I think something is very funny today. So Vita and Monica and I had a long talk about our vision and mission. And as I've been looking at what does church look like, this vision and mission doesn't support us anymore. And I was going to tell Jules on Tuesday to take it off the thing and take it up here because we have to create something else. And of course, it didn't come up this week, and I thought that was very interesting. I love the synchronicity of how spirit works. It just always fascinates me. So truth then is a word that we use a lot. And according to Charles Fillmore, truth is absolute. And what is absolute? God. God is absolute. So truth is absolute, which is in accord then with the God's divine principle. God, I am, you are, we are, we're all God. So then this basic principle of truth is that man is consciously unified with the divine mind. We are consciously unified with the divine mind. So think about this for a second. If we would take time, once a day at least, to let go of all that is not true and lay hold to the reality. Let go of doubt, distrust, worry, fear, and lay hold of light. Light, its expression of beauty, truth, and wholeness. That would heal the mental congestion within all of us. If we could do that, once a day. Imagine if we did it more than once a day. I think of my new Muslim friend that lives next door to me, Talara, and 5 times a day she prays. And I think, that's something amazing. That is amazing, especially setting an alarm to pray before a sunrise. That's even more amazing, you know. And it's funny, do you know that I hear her now? I just hear the bathroom, the very little sound of the closet opening and closing. And I always go, thank you, God, and back to sleep. I don't do the whole breathing. So each of us then, each one of us is a reflection of wholeness. Wholeness, God. God had a thought, and we reflect that thought. Look at all these beautiful thoughts of God that I'm looking at. Oh my God, you only get to look at one. I get to look at all of you. And it's beautiful. You are beautiful. So since our true nature then is from wholeness, then we get to reflect and to dwell on thoughts that create our experience. We create our experience by the thoughts that we have. Not every tiny little itty bitty thought that goes flying through us 60,000 times a day, but the ones that we embody, good or bad. You know, I am going to take this off because it's driving me crazy. Kidding. Jules, it's not my sweater. Can you do something about this because it's making me nuts?
Okay.
Thank you. Is it making you guys nuts? Because it's making me nuts. No? Oh, okay. Hey, listen, I want to tell you, this is a big moment for me. You have never seen me sleepless up here with these arms with the jello. So I want you to know how comfortable I am living here with you guys. I go to the grocery store now without makeup, and I'm here sleepless. This is the day of wholeness. And either to further my comfortableness with you, I have an announcement to make. I'm going to buy a house. And my daughter says, well, when are you retiring? I said, when I'm 90. And then Leanne said, yeah, you said you would die at the pulpit. Anyhow, okay, let's get back to this lesson. Okay. So anyhow, so what we have in our power then is what we can recondition. We can recondition our thoughts. We are not stuck in yesterday. You're not even stuck in when you drove here this morning. That's gone already. So you can recondition your thoughts to be in alignment with nature for all times, a season, right? For nature. Sometimes we are stuck in a winter of our life. That doesn't mean literal winter. Sometimes it takes more than 3 months to get through something that is holding us back and down. Sometimes we can be happily stuck in summer. I'm stuck in summer, and I'm going to be stuck in summer preferably for the next few years. And believe me, that's a gift. And that's what I want to talk about. I want to talk about the gifts today. See, the gifts that we have, the gifts that we can give to ourselves anytime. See, as we give to ourselves with every thought, that's the total acceptance of life's riches. I couldn't be richer right now in my life if I tried. It doesn't get better than this. It's so good. You remember a long time ago when I interviewed and I said my dream, my goal is to dance with the beloved. That's what I wanted to do. I wanted to be in a space where I could dance with the beloved. I am dancing with the beloved. I am dancing with the beloved. So I want to ask you a question. Is there anything beautiful and joyous that you would deny yourself? And why would you? Why would you deny yourself of anything beautiful, anything joyous? Is there any reason in your life that you would not desire total abundance in all areas of your life? Take away abundance in money. They are not synonymous. Abundance in every area of your life. You would not deny yourself that. So today I'm speaking about Gifting and what we have received. We forget about what we received. And are we willing to receive from within? Are you allowing yourself to wake up? How many times have I said this since January? Waking up every day. Happy new day, happy new day. Thank you, God, I'm alive. My cat says that every day, sort of. But I say it to my cat every day. You can say it to your partners or your cat or your dog. Happy new day, happy new day. Thank God I'm alive. Say it. Happy new day, happy new day. Thank you, God, I'm alive. So that's allowing this holy joyousness to begin your day. You know, I woke up today and I slept with the windows open and a breeze was blowing in and my white curtains were blowing and I was like, this is bliss. This is bliss. See, there's a natural inheritance in the universe, and that is each giving back to themselves in spirit and into the love that we're born with, and sharing that spirit with all. Leave here and be happy and share that with somebody. Share that happiness, even if it's someone you don't know, even if it's just somebody in a grocery store. Share that happiness. See, by giving what is lacking in your mind, you create new forms of abundance. And all of the magnitudes then are replacing fear and replacing with harmony and joy. So if you see somebody in a grocery store that looks a little unhappy and you just smile, you're giving. You're giving of yourself. You're giving the divinity within you out into the universe. Can you imagine if we all started doing that? Yeah, what would the world be like? The world would be beautiful. So today then, right now, we're going to begin to reshape the destiny by gifting to ourselves and this spiritual community with new life, right? We're going to begin to replace every lack thought with a gift of co-create with spirit to manifest self-acceptance. Are you willing to give yourself with self-acceptance? Can you give that to yourself right now?
Yes.
Yes. Yes, absolutely, yes. So in the Course in Miracles, it says creation is the will of God. His will created you to create. The will of God. God created you to be able to create life. God did not make you a robot. You know, they say the only mistake God made was free will, but think about it. You wouldn't even be here today if we were all robots. Well, you might be because you would just be programmed and then every chair would be filled, but what would you gain? Nothing. Creation is the will of God. His will created you to create. So what are you going to create today? Just holy, joyous happiness? That's a gift you can give to yourself. And Einstein proved to us that energy and mass are the same thing, and that they're interchangeable. So energy, which is God with a capital E, or mind, which is God with a capital M, energy or mind becomes the physical world according to the law of life through its creation. Energy or mind becomes the physical world according to the law of life through its creation. God created us to create. So the very secret then to our personal power exists within our own ability to create conditions and forms. So the greatest teachers and sages throughout antiquity have told us that we hold the key. What key are we holding? The key that will unlock all that's within us. The key that we give to ourselves. The key that we give to ourselves. The abundance of all the good in our lives. All the good in our lives. Do we have to be unhappy? Do we have to be sad? Can we step back from unhappiness? Yes, this is going on right now. This is going on. But can we step back as the observer and observe what's going on and figure it out and look at it? Do we have to step into the middle of the drama, the crisis, the thing? Can we step back and observe? Can we do that? Right? Yes, stuff's going to go on. Things are going to happen. But every time we don't have to get caught in it. We can be aware, but not get caught. If we could all step back and look at the situation, whatever it may be, big or small in our minds, doesn't matter. But can we look at it and say, okay, what do I need to know here? What do I need to know now? What does God want me to do? How do I go forward? That way we're stepping in and gifting ourselves. We're keeping ourselves out of harm's way, the chaos. Gifting to ourselves has an element within it of total acceptance. You know, I did this, and it wasn't my best day. What can I do about it besides losing sleep? What can I do now to change that? An apology, journal about it. Have I done this before? Is it a pattern? Do I need to look at myself deeper? Or is it just, well, one of those things and, okay, God, I'm sorry, I get it. And I'm done because it's not that big a deal. We get to choose how we treat ourselves, how we gift ourselves. We get to choose that. It also places us in an active process of creating, using our gift of creation. If we use our gift of creation when we're creating, we can create a better outcome. Does that make sense? Yeah, makes sense, right? The more gifting thoughts we give to ourselves, the more we accept our own personal power, and the more our entire belief system changes. When we lose our power, it's when we stop creating. When we allow somebody else to step in and rule who we are, then we stop creating. So as we begin then to give back to ourselves, we begin to accept ourselves with pure love. We begin to give back to the universe, and we do this in many ways. Right? Give back good energy, right? So we see a new beautiful image of ourselves. We begin then to reflect back to the universe, our new identity of perfection, not earthly perfection, but holy grounded perfection. Holy grounded perfection. We stand every day on holy ground. Mother Earth, that's holy ground. We care for her. So you may be sitting here and you're thinking this is all very good, but exactly what am I giving to myself? Good question. The first and most important gift that you can give to yourself is to replace every negative thought with a positive one and forgiveness. And oh darn, there she goes with that forgiveness stuff again. That's the first one, the forgiveness. That's the best gift that you can give to yourself. Last Sunday, there was within these walls the healing love and forgiveness of all that has gone on in these walls before me in the first year that I was here. And I'm still in awe. I'm still in awe. Look what forgiveness can do. Look what law can do. Look what love can do. Law points the way, but love makes it happen. We have universal laws. So, replacing negative thoughts, forgiving people. Every thought of lack and fear you have, you give yourself something good in place of it. What would be something good? So, I'm like your child. When the child is afraid that there's something under their bed, how do you displace that fear? You put on a light, you get down on the floor with your kid, you lift up the bedspread, you go like this, look, there's nothing under there, right? right? You have to displace something. So the love of the parent, or who it may be, grandparent, doesn't matter who it may be, that's replacing the fear. But once you can replace that fear, then there's nothing to fear. And then the kid says, I'm still afraid. Okay, so that just takes care of the fear. But you know what I'm saying, right? And then you crawl into bed with your little kid until they fall asleep. You leave a little nightlight on, and they grow out of the fear, right? So that's how you do it. So is this easy? It can be. Depends on how much you got buried deep down and how much you're willing to let surface out. It could be. But it's a practice. It's a non-stop practice. Loving yourself is a non-stop practice. You don't have to raise your hand. How many of you truly can get up in the morning, look yourself in the eye and say, I love you? And if you can't, you don't have to raise your hand. Good for you guys to do it anyhow. You listen well. But if you can't do that, do it every morning until you can look in your eye. I remember a long, long, long time ago, I went to a, what's her name with all the things in the book of the healing? Yes, thank you. This is a ding. Okay, so in this workshop, they had these tiny little mirrors, right? This big on every seat. I'm sure some of you have gone through this. Now, this was in my early days, and I was not in love with me. And trying to look into this little mirror and say, I love you. I mean, I was not the only one in absolute breakdown sobbing. And isn't that sad?
Yeah.
Because most people in that audience were adults. And to be so sad that you couldn't look in a little mirror. And then, of course, in life, the mirrors have to get bigger and bigger and bigger, until you can look at all of this and say, okay, it is what it is, I love you, you know. But do you understand what I'm saying? We have to be able to let the soul from our eyes, and the third eye, look out and say, I love you. And I love your right to be. And we have to love the right to be of everyone else. As my old minister Sam used to say, you don't have to invite them to lunch, but you have to love their right to be. And that's a tough one, too. So I give myself total abundance in all areas of my life. And the wisdom is to know that I give only to myself, but then to others, because life's riches cannot help but pour down on me. If I could tell you, doors keep opening and opening and opening and opening, and it's just amazing. So I want you to say with me, I give to myself personal power. I give to myself personal power. I give myself the power to create a new life. I give myself the power to create a new life. I accept the gift of my personal power. I accept the gift of my personal power. I am rich in my power. I am rich in my power. I'm rich in my personal affairs. I'm rich in my personal affairs. I accept the gift of my new personal power. I accept the gift of my new personal power. And this is where we come to crossroads. So we get it, we hear it, we accept it, we believe it. But where do we go from here? Because the world is changing. Our world has changed, COVID has changed our world, our perceptions perhaps have changed over the last year and a half or more. And for me as a minister, it's like, who is my church? How does church go forward? We're live streaming, soon we'll have new equipment and we'll be live streaming at perfection so that it's clearer and people can hear and it's not muddled in all of those things. But it goes beyond, Adashante says that it goes beyond the thou shalts. I'm talking about religion, it goes beyond that. And he says that, and I agree with this, he says the primary task of religion is to orient us to move forward to the mystery of being and awaken who we really are. So I'm wondering, what does that look like? What does that feel like? So next week, I'm gonna ask you guys to stay for a while, and I'd like to do a community chat on that. I'd like to know where your head is. What would you like me to talk about? What would resonate with you? What do you want more of? And I'm going to show you a marketing plan that the board put together, probably 3 or 4 months ago. We worked, Sandy and I and Carrie worked on it for quite a while and finally got it approved by the board. But it needs to expand now. The basis is laid out, but what direction do we go? Where do we go? How do we go out into the community? See, this is our spiritual home, and it's a good place to be. Oh my God. For me to be able to get up every day and love my life and love what I do, and then I want to expand out into this community. How do we do that together? We do have Rock the Block coming up, so that's one thing where we'll all be out together. But what do we do?
We have the big pet blessing, that's really reaching
The
out.
pet blessing next Saturday. Then I hope you can all come to that, even if you don't have a pet to bless, you can come and help. So in the meantime, who do we want to be? How do we want to be known? So do I want more, I had this conversation with Diane Foley about money and wanting money or not wanting money and want more money. And she goes, why do you want more money? And I said to do more things, to give it away, because I want to be able to personally, I'm not talking about the church, anything I want to do for someone, I want to be able to do it. And so the more money comes in, the more I put out, and then the more I put out, it seems like it keeps coming back. This is also good. But so, yeah, it is. It really is. So kindness and generosity and caring, these are things that should make us smile. Make us smile. And every smile we give to another can make their day. We don't have to know how many days we make for other people. Just know that we've done it. The reason last Sunday was so special is because we all came home. Every person that was in this center, except for about 2, were here last Sunday. Everyone that was here when I came was here last Sunday. What a gift. Came home to a new understanding of what's truly important in life and to stand in our own truth. And this is what I know. When I stopped searching for home within others and lifted the foundations of home within myself, I found there were no roots more intimate than those between the mind and body. And that is how I became whole. And that is my truth. So it's, thank you. And let's stand and sing Holy Joyous, like there's 100 people in the room singing to God.
Oh, why are you sticking?
Yeah, we got words, now we need music.
Okay. Come on.
Yeah, Sherry's waiting, she's already moving.
One love, one heart, let's get together and feel alright. One love, one heart, give thanks and praise the Lord, and I will feel alright. Let's get together and feel alright. One love, one heart, let's get together and feel alright. Lord, and I will feel alright. Let's get together and feel alright.
Let's do that and have a seat. I love doing that as a minister. I always wanted to. Okay, so as I did mention, John Orth's mother, Elaine Orth, did pass away last week. Vita and I both went to the service yesterday. It was beautiful. And John and Vita sang. Oh my God, right? Oh my God. I had no idea the power of this man's voice. Put it on your calendar. John and Vita are singing here on the 29th of September. So be here to hear them do that duo. They're amazing, amazing. I believe, yes.
Yeah, we named that on John's birthday.
I know. I thought about the birthday because Sherry's mom sitting next to you just passed, and they buried her on her birthday. And then John's mother right a few days later, and I thought, there's something synchronistic about that. Yeah, I know. There are some address cards in the back for John if you want to send a card to him. That would be wonderful. The church, of course, did send a plant to the service. We did do that. Again, I have no idea where Leanne is. I need to call her. That bothers me when she's not here because she said she was coming, so I hope she's okay. But anyhow, for those who were late, must go downstairs and see the bulletin board that she put together and make sure when you see her next week, you tell her what an amazing job. And for those of you that weren't here last week, you can see the whole celebration of Reverend Jenny and Liam's celebration. Okay, Unity World Day of Prayer, September 8th and 9th. There are spaces left for you to sign up Thursday, September 9th from 9 a.m. to 4:30. If you have any questions about it, you can ask me after church. Rock the Block, September 18th, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. I will tell you where we're going to meet. Wear your Unity shirts, and what we're going to be doing there is helping. And if you don't want to work, you can help by bringing food and treats. And you know, we have a ton of water downstairs left over from last week, so we will take that water and share that. But let's get out there in strength and numbers and show them. You know that I am part of the Faith Relations Committee for Habitat for Humanity. So, of course, it would pride me and make me happy if we were there and to support and do Rock the Block. Next up, the pet blessing. Oh my God. Susan has done such an amazing job putting this together. And by the way, this was the result of the marketing plan that we put together. She and Dave Pauly were on the event committee. So I'll explain it more next week, but each board member has a portfolio and they're responsible, not to do the work, but they're responsible to make that happen within the center. And Susan just got this idea. Of course, Dave blessed her and said, run with it. But anyhow, she's done an amazing job. Is there anything you'd like to share, Susan?
Yes.
Stand.
Okay.
First off, we're gonna need some brawn in the morning because we need to bring tables outside into this big tent that we have coming. So really could use some people at 9 a.m. to bring the tables up. And then there's some other really fun jobs too. And I think it's gonna be so fun. And so far, if the weather's right, I know a friend of mine is bringing her little lovebirds. This one guy said he's gonna bring his $2,000 tortoise. And yeah, so it isn't just gonna be dogs. It's gonna be fun. And then all of the money goes to the Humane Society. And we have Craft 30 Bar, they are putting together 3 raffle baskets. Fringe Benefits is putting together 3 raffle baskets. And the Humane Society will have dogs just coming through the whole thing. And
how
there are
many-
little things saying adopt me on them.
How many vendors do you have coming?
8.
8 vendors, yeah, so it's gonna be, and it's gonna, I've never done a pet blessing, so this is my first pet blessing. I will be blessing pets, and God bless them.
One more neat thing, the Sheboygan Dog Training Club, they're gonna set up a little agility course over here, and they'll help you put your little dog through it if you want, and they'll show them how they train the dogs, so.
Maybe you should bring Ike.
Oh. Does anybody here wanna help me walk Ike?
In case you don't know, after the floaters are away, and
Everything happened.
Susan is watching Ike, and Ike is a rather big, strong animal. So, yes, so walking him has been quite a challenge. All right, so please show up next weekend. Do you like what Jules did for you?
Yeah, look at that.
I know. Okay, happy birthday. Is anyone here? Martin, it's your birthday in September. Come on up. And Reverend Jenny, Leanne's birthday. Wendy Gossie, Jill Anderson, she's here. Come on up. And Melissa's not here. And Jerry Miladero's not here. Okay, so let's go. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear friends. Happy birthday to you. God is blessing you now. God is blessing you now. God is blessing you. You're wonderful. Spirit is blessing you now.
Happy birthday. Cake downstairs, we have coffee downstairs, we have fruit downstairs, we have cheese and crackers downstairs. So please join us for coffee after service. Okay, September 11th, Tom said he's canceling men's fellowship on September 11th.
Oh, okay.
Because they'll be here setting up, and so that means all the guys from the fellowship come and help set up for the lesson. Okay, anything else? I feel like I'm going to tell you so much, I don't know what it is. It's just all too exciting. Yes.
There's a clipboard in the back if you want to sign up for hospitality. There's September, October, November dates available for making coffee or bringing treats.
Okay, I want to talk to you guys about that. Thank you for bringing that up. So here's the bottom line. Nobody signed up for coffee this week, and so I went downstairs and I made all the coffee, which is fine. I could do that. I even clean toilets here. It's no big deal. However, if you want coffee, if each of you signed up once every second month, every third month, we'd all have enough treats and we'd all have enough coffee. Coffee means you clean up the kitchen. Bringing treats means you don't clean up the kitchen. That doesn't mean that everybody can't pitch in and help. Anyhow, which everybody, once the women get down there, and some of the men, by the way, we have some big helpers here last week helping us. So Sheila and Aaron, and I just went blank. Yeah, the guy looking away. Yeah. So everybody just pitches in anyhow, and Megan, and that's for sure. But guys, sign up. You only have to do it once every 6-8 weeks. Come on. We want coffee. We want fellowship, and so anyhow. So I'm not making coffee next week. I just want to tell you. Coffee I'm getting out of the kitchen. All right. Anything else?
Can I put in a plug?
Yeah.
I need somebody to take this job. It is a paying position every Sunday. Every Sunday, anybody that is willing to learn it. I mean, it's very, very simple. It's clicks. Well, I shouldn't say simple, given the fact that this CD player is going out the door.
Is that what's going on?
Yeah.
I know something's not working right.
It's not,
Last week.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So
Yes,
if anybody
it's a
wants to
position,
help, and it's a good
Jules
thing.
can't run both of them at the same time, and that's why the timing's been off. And,
Actually, it's getting easier. It's, the timing is this thing.
okay, well, don't say it's getting easier, we want someone to take the job.
Yes, we do.
All right,
So-
good. Look at this. It's amazing how I can do that right on time. Let us stand and do our closing songs. Actually, we're gonna, no circles, but we're gonna do weave and let there be peace. No circles. You can't hold hands, but no circles. Okay.
Bring us together, bring us together, together in love. Bring us together, bring us together, together in love. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, though each was meant to be. With God as Creator, and we all agree. Let's walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous song. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Rest there is peace on earth, and it has begun with me.
The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. And as we leave here today, we leave with a new gift in our hearts. A gift that we give to ourselves of total trust, total acceptance, total love. We allow the holy joyousness of the sacred ground that we wake up to and step onto each morning to radiate through our being, and know that we take this out into our families, our jobs, our world. This holy joyousness, this energy, this love, the light within each one of us is the creation of newness, of peace in our world. So we take this very, very responsibly, knowing that we are indeed the light changers, the light bearers, the gift to the world, the ones that the world is waiting for. And for this, and for so much more, we're ever grateful. And together we say together, and so it is, amen, and it is done. Thank you all for being here today. God bless. God bless you all out in La La Land. We'll see you next week. Be well, be happy, be safe.